The situation continuing, of course, but we now move on. And US Vice President JD Vance has accused Denmark of failing to protect Greenland from increased threats from Russia and China. During a visit to a US military base in Greenland, Vance claimed that Denmark has underinvested in the security of the territory and its people. He suggested that the United States could provide better protection and security to Greenland, particularly in the face of aggressive actions from other nations. Vance added that the United States is ready to invest more resources into the region, including naval ships and military icebreakers. Let's listen into what he said.
Our message to Denmark is very simple. You have not done a good job by the people of Greenland. You have underinvested in the people of Greenland, and you have underinvested in the security architecture of this incredible, beautiful landmass filled with incredible people. That has to change. We do not think that military force is ever going to be necessary. We do not think that...
As Vance's visit was underway, Trump told reporters at the White House the US needs Greenland to ensure the peace of the entire world. He also stated that the United States needed to have Greenland. Let's hear him now.
We need Greenland, very importantly, for international security. We have to have Greenland. It's not a question of, do you think we can do without it? We can't. If you look at Greenland right now, if you look at the waterways, you have Chinese and Russian ships all over the place. And we're not going to be able to do that. We're not relying on Denmark or anybody else to take care of that situation. And we're not talking about peace for the United States. We're talking about world peace. We're talking about international security. And right now, you look at it, you have warships all over the place going through right along Greenland. We're not going to let that happen. We cannot let that happen.
Meanwhile, speaking at a forum in Murmansk, Russian President Vladimir Putin has said that the US has serious historical interests in the Arctic and will continue pursuing them. He made it clear that Greenland is a matter for the US and Denmark, not Russia. Putin did not make any territorial claims, but surprised many by expressing no objections to Trump's plan for Greenland. This remark has raised questions about Moscow's support for Trump's plan. Experts believe Putin's comments signal a green light for the US to move forward. Let's listen to what Putin said.
Словом, речь идет о серьезных планах с американской стороны в отношении Гренландии. Эти планы имеют давние, как я только что показал, исторические корни. И очевидно, что США будут и дальше на системной основе продвигать свои геостратегические, военно-политические и экономические интересы в Арктике.
Israeli television have reported that mediators are seeing signs of willingness from senior Hamas members to release a small number of hostages. Analysts say this move could lead to a truce during the Ramadan holiday of Eid al-Fitr. However, it remains unclear what Hamas will demand in return for releasing the hostages. One of the hostages expected to be freed is American-Israeli IDF soldier Edan Alexander. The United States and Qatar are deeply involved in the negotiations. Khan's public broadcaster added that this potential deal is less about Eid al-Fitr and more about the protests against Hamas in Gaza over the recent days. Hamas is struggling to control these protests while Israel continues its military operations targeting terrorist operatives. Hamas had previously rejected a proposal from US Special Envoy Steve Witkoff to extend the initial ceasefire. Hamas insists on following the terms of a deal signed in January, which is supposed to enter its second phase. This phase involves the release of all remaining hostages in exchange for a full Israeli withdrawal from Gaza and the end of the war. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has rejected any ceasefire until Hamas's military and governing capabilities are dismantled. As a result, Israel renewed its military operations in Gaza on March the 18th. However, a senior Hamas official said that negotiations are gaining momentum. Moving on, and Dr. Peter Marks, the head of the FDA's Centre for Biologics and Evaluation and Research, resigned after being given the choice to either step down or be fired. His resignation will be effective from April the 5th. coming after a disagreement with US Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. criticised Marks for failing to support the restoration of scientific integrity and transparency. In his resignation letter, Marks accused Kennedy of spreading misinformation. Concerns have emerged that under Kennedy's leadership, vaccine safety studies could be manipulated to associate vaccines with autism, fueling vaccine hesitancy. Public health experts, including Dr. Ashish Jha, warned that Marks's exit weakens the FDA's role in ensuring public health protection. That is all we have time for, but we'll continue to bring you more of the latest international news very soon.